In this video, we're going to set up some singletons for our character and our game. So in here, we're going to create a new folder called singletons. Now, a singleton is just a script that is basically a class that only has one instance of it. It doesn't have a scene associated with it. We're going to make a new script and we're going to call it player_stats. Create that. I'll open this up and I can delete all of this except for extends node at the top. Now this is going to keep track of some functions. So we're going to have player level equals 1 var player experience equals 0 var player health equals 100 var player max health equals 100 and var next level equals 15. Then we're going to have a function that levels up the character, level up player level plus equals 1. We'll increase the player level by 1. Next level equals next level plus 10. And then player experience equals 0. We'll set that back to 0. Now we need another function here, and that's going to be add experience. So this one is going to take a value in here, EXP. We're going to say player experience plus equals EXP. Oh, we can't use the word EXP. It's another function. So we'll just say value VAL plus equals VAL. And then check if player experience is greater than or equal to the next level, then we'll say level up player. So we'll run that function. So we're going to have a function that will level up here. We're also going to add some signals. So signal level up. Now we are going to emit this signal here. Emit signal level up. Okay, now we'll be able to connect this up later on. We don't need to worry about it at the moment. We will connect it up shortly. What we are going to do is create another singleton here. Create new script. This one's going to be called knife. Now we might add something in front of this. We'll call it AL for auto load. No, that's not a good prefix. We'll call it weapon_knife. Now we're going to edit that script and we're going to delete this here. Now we're going to put the knife stat in. So var knife level equals 1. Var knife damage equals 5. Var knife speed equals 500. Var knife projectiles equals 1. Var knife time equals 0.8. Var knife knockback equals 10. Okay, so now we've got this here. We're going to have a function that levels up our knife. Level up knife. Let's say knife level plus equals 1. Knife level plus equals 1. Then we're going to do what's called a match statement. So we're going to match this here with the different levels that our knife might be. So at level 1, knife damage equals 5. And I'm just going to write these to start with. Knife speed equals 500. So basically the same stats as above. Actually, we don't even need to do this because it's already defaulted at the top. So we'll just write pass in here. But then for 2, we're going to change these values. I'm going to get those and I'm going to copy them down here. But I need to get rid of the var at the start. Okay, so knife level equals 2. We don't need that. We don't need that line because that's already been defined. So knife damage is going to equal 10. Knife speed is going to stay the same. Knife projectiles is going to be 2. Knife time is going to stay the same. And knife knockback is going to stay at 15. Then I can do 3. So here's where it gets easier because I can just, just copy and paste this, put it here, change that to 3, change my values here. Knife damage is going to equal 15. And knife speed the same. Knife projectiles 2. Knife time is going to equal 0.5. It's going to be a bit faster. The knockback is going to get a bit higher. Okay, so I could go on with each level up to the maximum level. And I could put a max level here. Var knife max level equals 5. And then I could do this here. If actually we won't do that because we'll make it so that if it's at max level, it won't give us the option later on. Okay, so we've got our code here. The last thing we're going to do in this video is create a very simple user interface so that we can start using this here. And this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to create a UI, so canvas layer, sorry. And this is on our player. We could make this a scene later on, but we're going to make it as part of the player for now. UI canvas layer, and that will just make it so we don't have to worry about positioning of things. We'll get our canvas layer. This blue square or rectangle is the canvas layer node. I'm going to put in a control node. All these green nodes are UIs. And we're going to, I'll just look at my example project for this. Yeah, we're going to make this full screen, like that there. Then we're going to put in a progress bar. I think it's called, yep, progress bar. This progress bar is going to be along the top, like that. And this is going to be called experience, like that. We're going to put in another progress bar. Make sure that you select the control node. Don't just put them all as children of one another. We'll call this one health. And this one is going to go along the bottom, down there. We can change the setting of this one. So we can go to the inspector and we can set up some theme overrides, colors, constants, no, styles, I think we want. Yeah, here we go, background. We want a new style box flat. The background color is going to be red. There we go, red. And the foreground color, go to styles, the fill color, make a new style box flat. We're going to make that one green. That's not quite green. I think the colors on my monitor are funny. I've got night light on. All right, and then we can check this value here. So the current value is at 0. But if we put it all the way up, you see that green bar goes up and down. So that's working. We've got our experience bar at the top, our health bar at the bottom. Then we're going to have another little window here, which is going to have a level up notice. And it's not called that. It's actually just called a margin container. Maybe it's just a container. What have I done? Let's see. Container? No. Panel? Yeah, panel. No, panel container. Well, I don't actually know why I've used a panel container, but let's use one anyway. Panel container. And I'm going to make that one. Look at what I set for this. I think I set it in the, yeah, I set it in the center. Go, center right there. Okay, so our panel container is in the center, and we're going to have a margin container. And that is also going to be in center here. And then we're going to do some overrides on these in a minute. Then we're going to have a VBox container, like that. And then we're going to have some buttons. Now we'll probably replace these with image buttons later on. You can push Control D to duplicate a couple of buttons on here. Now, so that we can see what's happening here, this level up notice, we are going to go to that. Sorry, the panel container. We're going to call that level up notice. we're going to go to the layout and the transform, and we're going to set the size of it to be 300 by 400. We're going to set the position to be exactly 426 by 124. You don't actually have to type those numbers in. You could just go center, and that will center it in the middle. So if I reset that up to there and then click center, it'll set it back into there. Okay, so we've got a size here for this. For the margin container, we are going to make a few changes to this one. I think I only make one change, which is the minimum, 300, 400. Probably need to make that a little bit better container sizing. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, the button here, we're going to give some buttons. We're going to say level up health. This button, we're going to say level up speed. Okay, we might make a few more changes there, and then level up knife. All right, we'll rename these buttons. This one is health. This one's his. We might call these BTN speed level, BTN health level, lastly BTN knife level, and I spelled level wrong there. Okay, so this here, we're going to make this show up shortly. Now this margin box, we're going to play around with theme overrides, constants, and we're going to turn the margin left up a little bit, maybe to 10 pixels. I'll put the same thing in all of these, 10, right, 10, left. Now later on, we could change these with pictures. And also the VBox container, theme overrides, constants, separation. Let's turn those up, so there are maybe 10 as well. Okay, so we've got our little UI here, looking quite nice. So this here, we're actually going to turn this off. It's only going to show up when the UI, when we level up our character, which we'll look at in the next video. So we've got some stats ready, we've got our player knife ready, we've got things that we can do, and we're going to make a few changes. Now I think I accidentally moved something there, so I'm just going to, oh no, that was bad. There we go. This here, full screen. Yeah, I accidentally moved it to the left a little bit. All right, so I'll save that, and we'll cover some more stuff in the next video.